Let's talk about a few things from two sides of the new combined WWE UFC spectrum. Yes, Darnell?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, come on and say it. What are you waiting for?
He said, nothing. Nah, I don't know. He said, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about?
When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
Everybody, welcome to a new episode of Throwing Hands Podcast. This is your favorite casual, hardcore MMA podcast on YouTube, now live on Twitch. Shouts out. We cover the craziness, the bullshit, and the Octagon control. I am your host, Joe, host with the most, and these are my co-hosts and good friends, Ian and Darnell. Fuck yeah.
I got big meaty hands. That's I don't like when I look at them.
Meaty hands.
Like when I see them on camera, I'm just like, why do you have sausage fingers, bro?
Yeah, I have like body dysmorphia with my hands, to where like when I look at them sometimes I'm like, look at these sausage fingers, look at these Danny DeVito fingers, and then people will be like, I think you have long fingers, and I'll go, no, incorrect, sir. Yeah, they're like, what about that? I'm like, no, the rest of my body I can see normally, not my hands though. What do I do with these?
Break it, Bobby.
Just put them down by your waist.
Oh.
Guys, it's finally a week off from MMA. Why do I feel like just weeks ago it was that we only had we had 3 weeks off, and now all of a sudden we only have 1 week off? Was I just tripping the whole time, or?
No, I thought the same exact thing. I thought we had 3 weeks off, and then they were like,
yeah,
bitch.
I think I might have seen something again. This is like, again, hey, like I said, this is the casual hardcore, so it's not like we have every single detail plotted down to the very minute scale. But I think I saw something about like Dana like added cards. I don't know. I think that's why. Like I think he added like another card, and maybe that's why they bumped up all the rest of them. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like maybe we were just tripping the whole time, and we really only did have 1 week off. But I feel like for like 3 podcasts in a row.
Nah, this Bobby Green one was definitely like freshly added, because this shit was not here.
Right? That's what I'm saying. When I saw that Bobby Green right there, I was like, where the fuck this come from?
Yeah, this was added, which means those wrestling fucks or whoever the hell, they're like, hey, we see that you have these 2-3 week gap rate. No. Just start calling people. Start calling.
Hear us out.
You picks up.
Yeah, I like how he scooted over that a little bit. He said, somebody in the Vince. Vince.
Oh, it's not that fuck. It's not that piece of fuck.
He's allowed to make day-to-day decisions in the UFC. I think clearly Vince would see a gap like that and be like, no. No.
We have money to make.
I think Dana's more of a hard ass and actually knows how to fight. So I think Vince would be probably like, well, cower down a little bit, like I can't push this guy around.
Yeah. What if Vince was like, hey, you think you could fight? Watch me take this 10-foot fall. This 10, whatever that you saw, that the fall that they were bragging about that Vince took.
Dana will just punch you, and you'll just stop.
He'll slap you.
Isn't Dana his boss though?
No, they both have one boss now, or like Endeavor's their boss.
And then Endeavor turned into
My
fucking
Hero?
TKO. No, stop it. That anime's ass.
Stop it. Whoa.
Straight dog water.
You stop it.
You stop it.
Straight up.
You stop
Don't
Disney
be like that.
water.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't make me come down there.
That's
Disney
mean.
dog
I like
water.
that anime. I'm just
Even
starting
though
it.
right now in the manga, it's finally getting good, because the big problem has always been it's a little too soft. We get into shonen and they're kids, but we've seen kids get straight up body bag, put in the fucking dirt, like flag sent to their mom type shit. But in this, it's just like, man, when is it gonna happen? When's the bad stuff gonna happen? And right now in the manga, it is not looking good.
I'm enjoying the story. I like it.
Hey, go for it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. I never do that to people.
No.
Because it's a very fucked up thing to do. But
It's supposed to be lighthearted.
yeah, it's real lighthearted right now. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is getting clapped.
Well, we'll keep this anime talk for a little bit later because depending on time, I do have a segment a little bit related to that. Let's talk about the passing card so we can just go ahead and get that out of the way. This passing Saturday, Rafael Fiziev versus Gamrot. Let's talk about the card. So
Let's go.
the card, not bad. One of those like the little kid, the kid in the meme who like turns around.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Literally.
Not too bad. Honestly, is it now, Darnell? Can I ask you something? Okay, because Ian's just gonna say, "No, fuck, fuck them" or whatever, and you might have the same reaction. But can I ask you something? Is it
Sure.
like, is it really fucked up of me? Like, I feel like the MMA community would be like, "This guy's a piece of shit." Is it fucked up of me that I'm happy the way that the main event ended? I'm really actually happy the way that went down.
Nah, that's pretty fucked up.
Oh, well, so
I mean, bro went to throw a kick and his knee said, "Nah, I'm good, fam.
it was
We taking a vacation."
well. I'll tell you a little bit of why I thought it was going to end in a knockout. I was hoping so because the fight came on and I X'd out of the browser and I was like, I don't know what to do. And Ian was like, I told him, I was like, I turned to Ian and I said, I don't want to watch this fight. I don't care. And then he was like, just put on the fight. Just put it on.
Put it on.
And we put it on and we sat there and I was just setting up the podcast, like kind of walking by. And then I sat down around, I don't know, maybe a few minutes before the knee injury happened.
He was at the beginning of the second round.
And I was happy because I no longer had to sit there and watch this fight that I didn't give a shit about. How Gamrot
It wasn't that bad.
It was an okay fight. It was an okay, but it's hilarious how Gamrot still like it was across the board. Everybody was like, "Oh man, that sucks, knee injury." Gamrot's like the only guy, him and his team in the fucking Octagon. Let's go, go.
He hurt himself.
Starts tapping his elbows. I'm rock solid, baby. I'm rock solid. Call me Red Riot. Let's go. Doing more of my hair.
Yep, another one.
Oh, shit. Well, shouts out to Gamrot and a fast recovery to Rafael Fiziev, but, hey, it is what it is. Let's talk about some other things that was hilarious and also cool about this fight card. Bryce Mitchell, the warrior against Satan himself, the warrior of God. He somehow gets this decision. I had Dan Ige 2-1 for sure. I don't know how Bryce ended up pulling this one out. I mean, I could see the third round leaning more Bryce. I could see it leaning more his way, but it was a unanimous decision. So
Solely based off of his takedowns, I think.
Yeah, that's all. It was literally just groundwork. That's all it was. Because I was like every 20, 30 seconds, maybe I'd like turn around and look back at the fight. They're on the ground. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where this fight's going.
It was good groundwork too, but at the end of the day, what are we what are we judging? There's fights where, they clearly just judge the damage. There's fights where they clearly judge the takedowns. Like, we need to get these judges on more of, I mean, we're just beating a drum, fucking the same drum over and over again, talking about how bad these judges are, but we just need to get them on some type of criteria so that way we're not going back and forth on, yeah, well, they clearly did more damage. Well, they clearly had more points. And I'm like, well, what one are we going off of? Because if one fighter wins and he clearly did more damage, and then another fighter wins another fight, and then that same different guy did more damage, but that other guy had more takedowns, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? It's crazy. And then Bryce Mitchell, what I didn't realize is when he first held up the Bible at the start, freedom. He yells freedom the whole time when he's. I'm like,
was he Braveheart?
I think that's what he was trying to do. Yeah.
Yells freedom while holding something that's chaining him. Okay, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Michael Bisping, who completely denied the prayer to the world. Shouts out. He completely pulled away the mic and was like, you can do that prayer by yourself with Danny Ige.
He's like, oh, a lot of people aren't going to like this.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as bro said them fires were man-made, I was like, oh shit. Here we go with the conspiracy
I
stuff.
laughed so hard because I pointed out to Ian. So Bisping sometimes forgets how to just kind of be a human when he's doing the mic. So he's got the mic to fucking Bryce Mitchell, and Bryce Mitchell says, I think those fires were man-made, and you watch Bisping go, Like he just nods real quick. He's like, yep. I'm like, yo, Bisping, react. Realize what he's saying right now. Pull the mic away.
Yeah, like, because now you're gonna get everyone and their mother like, hey, wait a second.
You know what's even more embarrassing? It's more embarrassing for Dan Ige, who had to be fucking who just had to be stuck there during this whole fucking speech. It's crazy.
He's just like, I don't want to be here.
It's like, I just lost, and I don't want to be next to you, bro. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and not only did I just lose, but I lost a decision that I clearly maybe should have won, and now you're gonna force me to sit here through this dumb. Oh my god, this
dumb redneck's explanation of fighting Satan.
I mean, I was gonna say, man's calls out Satan. What is he talking about? He's just the worst. No wonder his girlfriend fucking left him. No wonder, bro. He's been on a fucking tyrant, clearly. This guy is losing his mind, and he's just the most unlikable piece of shit.
Satan activated those lasers to burn Hawaii. I've been telling you for weeks.
Coach comes up to him.
She's just been packing her bags like, I can't anymore.
Coach comes up to him during training. He's like, hey, Bryce, can I talk to you? The guys around the locker room are saying that you're going to be calling out Satan for your next fight, and I really don't think this is a good idea. And Bryce Mitchell just stops it in the bag, and he goes, you don't think I can take him? You don't.
he pulls a Bible out of the back of his shorts. But what you don't know is I have faith.
I have faith
that I can beat Satan.
Now I'm gonna have to do this to you, Coach. But I'm gonna have to bring in a new coach. This is Pastor Dan. He's been doing exorcisms for quite some time now. He's gonna work with me during this camp. I'm gonna exorcise Dan Ige, and then I'm gonna exorcise Satan. It's just the worst. He's just
pouring holy water on his gloves.
That'd be some wild shit.
That'd be hilarious. Dude, that's gonna be the next thing he does. 100%. He might as well just dress up in full blown like fucking pastor uniform with the holy water and everything. Pope shit.
For some reason, he won.
Yep.
They're gonna give him more and more fights.
This is the beginning of the trend. I'm telling you. It starts with Sean Strickland, and then it goes, and then Bryce Mitchell's gonna work his way up to become featherweight champion. Then it's gonna be.
You mean lightweight?
He's at featherweight.
Literally be all the God interventions if he ever got that fucking belt.
Yeah.
To beat Max or Volk, that would be literally God just stepping in, putting a hand down, like, not today, bitch. That's what that would be.
You're right. But
if that happens, I'll sell my PS5.
Are possible through the power of Christ, so you should just go jot that down.
I will sell my PS5 if he somehow becomes the fucking featherweight champ.
I'm just saying, if it becomes Sean and then Sean, which it's already the two Seans, then Bryce,
go ahead.
then Bryce, then Colby, then it'll be the gathering of the four Klansmen, and then all of a sudden it's just the UFC's just not going in a good way. I know Sean's with the brothers, I know, but
no, I'm confused as to how O'Malley got put into like the worst case scenario champ. It's like
I agree.
He was always good.
I think it's just for the meme now. I think he just fits the meme.
True, but like the skip ahead, that shit was wild.
Yeah.
The fact that everyone else was booked or already fought, and it was only him and Peter, like that. Yeah, that shit's wild. That he just completely leapfrogged the whole division, basically.
Well, what's crazy? What's funny about that is that it's not even that crazy. I mean, like all you have to say is two words, Chael Sonnen, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's happened like a dozen times in the UFC where there's just been Brock Lesnar, two guys who literally just got bumped up to championship fights for absolutely no reason except for their name, and then they were like, all right, cool.
Chael, he got 2 title fights out of it, talking shit.
Yeah.
And then didn't win either one of them.
Nope.
Actually, all 3, because he fought Anderson twice.
Yeah.
And then, again, somehow talked his way into fucking fighting John, and then getting in that fight, like, oh shit, this is not what I was expecting.
Oh, come on, Chael can talk his way into anything he wants.
I guess.
I'm sorry, sir. We don't have any tables available right now. But what you don't seem to know.
You know what's crazy? Before we move on, we were talking about the Seans and Sean Strickland. Did you guys see that? I think I probably one of us shared it or something like that. The video where they explain how or is it no? Yeah, definitely. I think Darnell shared the video. I think where Izzy was interviewing with that guy, or somebody explained where like the UFC didn't want the fight. Schaub was explaining this. Schaub was
Yeah, it was
explaining
Shaw.
that
Yeah.
Brendan Dana and the UFC didn't want Sean Strickland to fight for the belt. They're obviously just gonna wait and do a different Izzy fight. But Izzy and their team called and said, "We want the Sean Strickland fight. I'll knock this guy out. I'll starch him and get him out of your division. It's not going to be an issue." So it's Izzy's own fault that that this has happened.
He got too cocky.
He clearly hasn't seen Star Wars before. Clearly hasn't seen it.
Don't get penisy, kid.
Dude, Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson Gomez. I hate that she has the Gomez now. I don't know why I don't even know why I just said it. I just read it. Karate Hottie, dude, gets annihilated. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a good fight. Marina Rodriguez looked good. She looked mean. I mean, Michelle Waterson, I was watching at one point. Marina Rodriguez clearly she could throw whatever. So she's just throwing left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook. And Karate Hottie gets lit up. She gets hit head, body. And she just desperately throws a kick, to which Marina was like...
Oh, when she was up against the cage.
Marina just chased her down more. She's like, what was that? Who just threw that at me? Just destroyed her. Step by... Oh, my, it was crazy.
I love that Dom was just like, I don't know why they're not stopping for the round to check on her. They just gave her time to rest, basically.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Because they were like, it's over. They already knew it. I mean, 76 strikes to 13 in the first round. Like, it felt like a lot more than 76, in my personal opinion.
Shouts out to... I honestly did not think that Watterson was going to stay around as long as she did in the fight, honestly.
I didn't expect her to get washed so easily. Or so quickly, I should say. Like, I thought it was going to go to decision, and then she was just going to... Watterson was going to be beat the fuck up.
So I didn't say anything when the fight was starting, but sometimes when these bitches, like when we're going over the fights and I can't remember obviously like who they are like very specifically, I'm going off the picture and their stats, and I go, yes, no, if they're going to win or not. And when you see them in these pictures on the website and stuff like that, you forget what they look like in fight. They look different in fight because they always have their hair differently. Oh, yeah. So when I saw Marina walk out, I was like, "Oh fuck, I've seen this bitch before. She beats bitches' asses. Like it's just one of those bitches. Like even if she's not like the greatest or whatever, there's bitches in the UFC where like you see them. Like if you saw, even though Betch Correia is not like the best example, but she's a mean bitch who hits hard. So you would see a picture of Betch and you'd be like, okay, this bitch seems like whatever. But then she gets in the octagon, and you're like, oh fuck, that bitch. Okay, yeah, that bitch hits hard. That bitch is mean. So I knew from that moment on, I was like, oh yeah, this is not a good fight. I don't know why I didn't realize this is a horrible fight for Karate Hottie. Still no retirement. Still no retirement.
They fought before in 2021. She fucking lost.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was good to get that. How interesting that time, how the time goes on, and that the gap, the difference.
It's because she hasn't done shit.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to retire.
Too proud.
And it was kind of fucked up. Somebody on commentary was like, straight up called out, "Oh, she just broke down crying," and it's like, damn, you didn't have to say it.
Yeah. Well, if we're not seeing it, don't say it. Goddamn.
Like, we didn't need to know that she did at all.
Commentators got to commentate.
Hey, calling it as it is.
How's it sees it?
Shouts out to slowly coming up to one of my favorite fighters, Brian Battle, dude. What a good fucking fight with Brian Battle, man. And also just looking at his past record, solid record. You like to see a guy who's got diversity in his record. Decisions, submissions, KOs, TKOs. Let's see it. So AJ Fletcher rocks him in the first, but Brian Battle, again, one of those shouts out to him. He just battles back, you might say, and gets that.
And now his fucking fight name is it's not Pooh Bear anymore, which sucks.
No.
Oh.
They changed it to they fucking said it like 3 times. I can't. It's still Battle something, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, they still don't have it updated on the UFC site.
Yeah, I was gonna say until they update it on the site. That's Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Charles Jourdain. What? Okay, so I was watching the highlight for this fight. What a crazy roll that led up to this submission. They were literally like cats rolling all over each other's body. It was insane. Kept flopping over each other. Yeah, it was crazy. But that's how do I say this for fighters? I understand that it's doing jiu-jitsu. One of the best lessons I've ever learned from Coach Rodrigo back in the day was patience in jiu-jitsu, staying still like a rock. That was like one of the first lessons he ever taught us when me and Ian had a private lesson with him. And it seems simple, but it's very true. Like he just kind of like observed for us, like he like kind of just like got on his back, we mounted, and he just like stayed as stiff as he possibly fucking could. And obviously we're amateurs, and this guy's like a fucking black belt, like not legend, but he's a teacher, black belt. And we're trying to pry arms, we're trying to do something, and nothing's working. And then he barely used any effort to sweep us and or submit us. So jiu-jitsu very much is a lot of patience, a lot of trying to figure out movement, especially in a UFC fight where there's also hits, elbows, a lot of factors that are being taken place. But it is incredibly hard, even at that level that we can clearly all sit here and shake our heads and be like, obviously, yes. For the vast, out of like an audience of like 50,000 people in an arena or something like that, maybe like 20,000 at best understand that. So you're still vastly outnumbered of people who don't get what's going on in a jiu-jitsu / grappling match. Also, although we understand when it's boring as well, that is what people want to see. What Charles Jourdain and Ricardo Ramos did, that's what they want to see. Flashy rolling, flashy scrambles. And you can make that happen, but they don't want to put risk in with their rolling, which is understandable. But I feel like not only can it set up for more wins for a lot of these guys, but make it more interesting for their fans. And I just don't know how they're going to implement that in the UFC. But that is the best example of what the most entertaining version of UFC Jiu-Jitsu is. Charles Jourdain.
Hey, did you see that he called out Edson Barbosa?
It's a good call out. Edson Barbosa's jacked right now, though. That's a pretty dangerous. He's on some kind of sauce.
Yeah, he was like, somebody get the testers out there right now.
Word. Yo, Edson's mad. He's like, fuck, stop putting the heat on me.
Just leave me alone. I'm working on it. And he was like, I just trained a whole bunch of jiu-jitsu, and now I want to train a whole bunch of, what did he say, kickboxing or some shit like that. Now he wants a kickboxing fight.
Charles Jourdain's the truth, man. He's the truth. He's that guy.
I wish Barbosa didn't move to 145, but I get why he did.
Yeah, well, because he wants to look how he looks now.
Bro was small.
At
155, and then the Khabib fight didn't fucking help. There's a handful of times in that fight where you see the camera zoom in on his face, and he's just like, I mean, get this man off me.
So what's changed then? Like, why does he look so big now?
Probably just a better diet, and he can probably cut the weight easier. Because same thing happened to Jose Aldo because he naturally cut his weight so he can make 135. He didn't like force it like most of these other dudes do when they start going down.
Right. All right. Let's talk Tim, the Dirty Bird, Tim Means versus Andre Fiallo. Unfortunately, Ian was on his way over when this fight was happening. He did not get to see the whole fight.
Oh, and I had all day to fucking watch it. God damn it.
Damn.
Idiot.
Well, if while I'm talking about it, you want to look up some highlights or something, or go find the finish on MMA Reddit. What a great fight. Tim Means, the knees were the answer. The knees and the elbows were always the answer for Tim Means. Honestly, they were really acting surprised on commentary, like these elbows are really getting through for Tim. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like his thing. It's kind of like what he does. But I mean, honestly, Fiallo, you could see his body language, super surprised. He did not think this was going to be this tough of a fight. Like, he clearly was like, Tim Means, that old fuck, I'm about to run through him. Nothing. He could not. Anytime they clinched up, he couldn't phase Tim Means. Nothing. It was all Tim Means the whole way through. I didn't expect it to go as long as it did, but shouts out Tim Means who stayed through. And honestly, it's what makes it a little
finish.
Yeah, in the third round. What's unfortunate about something like Tim Means when he dominates like this is just like him on the mic, he didn't say anything about retirement. He was like, hell yeah, like, I think I looked great. Like, I mean, you know, I'm one of the best around here. Like, this fucking, it is what it's whatever. Like, he didn't call anybody out per se. He just kind of went on and was like, let's bring on the next one. The man's just going to go out there and start fucking people up, and I love it.
Bro's just enjoying life.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jim Miller, except Jim Miller has a goal. That man said, I was at UFC 100, I was at UFC 200, I'm going to be at 300. And it's like, dude.
Hell yeah.
Fucking stop. You're beating Lyme disease's ass. Fucking crazy.
It's not enough.
I need more.
Man, so I need more challenge in my life right now. For no reason.
Shouts out to Dan Argueta and Miles Johns, who did have an incredible fight. Just wanted to say that was a very scrappy fight between them. Ends in a decision with Miles Johns win.
I thought Miles lost that. I was pretty surprised that they called. Yeah, I was pretty surprised that they called. Oh shit!
I thought.
That's why that was going to happen.
I thought that Miles clearly outstruck him. I mean, I'm going to try to check out these stats real quick, but I could have sworn that he was clearly outstriking him. Had better footwork, had better octagon control. They both had 2 takedowns. Yeah, I mean, stat wise, like he definitely. I mean, again, how am I supposed to trust these stats anymore? But you know, from what I remember, I could watch that fight back because it was a very entertaining fight, and I'd be willing to watch that fight back to see again. Because Cody Brundage fight ends in a DQ.
Mean elbow back of the head.
Really? Let's see. It's got to be around.
Like, bro was trying to end his fucking career, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, bro was trying to end him.
Piecing him up.
Dude, fuck. Honestly, fuck this guy. He's sitting there laughing afterwards. He's like, oh, whatever, bro. What do you mean, whatever? Dude, you fucking elbowed him in the back of the head. What the shit is that?
That shit turns people into fucking paraplegics and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a boxer where he got punched in the back of the head multiple times, like blatantly punched in the back of the head. Dude's literally a vegetable now. Like his family has to take care of him.
Yeah, I've seen that guy. Yeah. Well, fuck you, Jacob McCollum or whatever. I hope you undoubtedly have to get unsigned. Like undoubtedly, Dana has to be like, you can't fight here anymore, dude. That's crazy. I don't know.
Especially if you just laugh it off.
That's the part where I'm pissed. I don't know if Dana's going to catch that or somebody's going to catch that, but if I'm Dana, I go, oh, that's unfortunate that happened, that guy needs to be more careful. And then seeing the laugh, I'd be like, really? Oh, you think it's funny? You think it's funny that you purposely elbowed somebody in the back of the head and you don't think you should be DQ'd for it? Hey, do me a favor. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Go fight in Bellator. Go fight somewhere else, kid, because you ain't going to fight here.
Well, I mean, if you get kicked out of UFC for something like that, I don't think many other places are going to take you.
They'll take you.
Oh, yeah, they'll
take you.
Paul Hara, he's fighting everywhere. Yeah, and roids.
That's the guy that's the main guy to talk about when you say, like, no, they won't let me. I'm like, that. Oh, you mean the guy who would purposely rip people's legs and arms and everything off? Yeah, that guy, yeah, he's still allowed to fight everywhere.
All Daily punched that stupid blonde-haired bitch right after their fight was done. Yeah, he's in Bellator. Yeah, he retired like maybe a year or 2 ago, but he's like, yeah, whatever. The Bellator's like, yeah, we'll take you, bro. You're good. Don't even trip. And Josh Kosh, that's his fucking name.
Bellator's like, well, we just need fighters. You guys took our best. So
and apparently PFL is gonna buy Bellator and they're gonna merge. It's gonna be wild.
That'll be good.
Don't know if it actually went through yet. Just something about some Saudi people investing or some shit, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Last fight to talk about before we move on. The fight that honestly annoyed the shit out of me: Muhammad Usman versus Jake Collier.
I told you.
Fucking so like, okay, but it has to be said for Jake. He looked good in that first round. He was beating the shit out of Muhammad. He was boxing him up, throwing big heavy blows that were connecting. He was kneeing him. He was working the clinch, and then what happens? Fucking eye poke, you little bitch. That eye poke changed the whole dynamic of the fight. And Bisping said it. He goes, well, now you have Usman, who is now, he's been recovering with no eye poke. So he's just recovering, just getting it back. And then the first thing he does is start taking him down. And he starts winning the fight via this jab. But I'm like, Jake was taking it to him the whole fight. Fuck Muhammad. I don't think he should have won that fight, honestly. I really don't think he should have won. I understand that he clearly won off takedowns, and in the end, Jake really wasn't bringing it. How could he? He's bleeding out of his fucking face. He got eye poked like a motherfucker.
Blind in that eye because it was already swelling up, and that eye poke not only poked him in the eye, but it split that eye, that puff open, and I'm pretty sure he also got cut above the eye as well. So I'm like, he was basically fighting with one eye.
And then Dominic coming in with the greatest A1 commentary. He's like, I mean, you don't need both eyes to fight, right, Michael? And Mike's like, yeah, no, you don't. Like, nice.
That's so funny. All right. Well, that was this passing card. Those are our takes on it, what happened. You guys let us know down below in the comment section what you think of our takes and what you think of the fights that happened, and we'll be moving on from here. Let's talk about a few things from two sides of the new combined WWE UFC spectrum. Yes, Darnell?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, come on and say it. What are you waiting for?
He said, nothing. No, I don't know. Said, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? So it's a little bit on me, more me and Darnell's side, but Ian, please feel free to touch in if you know anything or have some thoughts on this. Recently, in the past few days, WWE has released Dolph Ziggler and Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle gets released. Matt Riddle was a confusing thing for me all around when Matt Riddle went to WWE. Because Ian, I don't know if you know this about Matt Riddle. Do you know Matt Riddle from WWE?
Sounds familiar.
He's bro, and he comes with the flip flops and shit like that. He like rides a scooter down.
Oh yeah,
Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle, biggest popular for WWE nowadays. But what you might not know is he started as a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And
I remember his fucking long hair.
Yeah, he actually more had like a Patty Pimblett cut. More he looked a little bit more like that back then. And he used to always wear the rose-colored glasses to the weigh-ins and stuff like that. But his problem, much like the Diaz brothers, he would pop for weed all the time. So he would win a fight and then he would pop for weed. And he eventually got cut from the UFC because of those exact reasons. And then maybe like a few years later, he gets signed by WWE. And then I was like, that's very interesting because WWE is extremely strict on their weed policies. They do not like their wrestlers smoking weed. Yet that's Matt Riddle's like whole thing. And then he gets to the WWE and he's this bro character with the flip flops, and I go, oh, okay, so they know he smokes weed and they're embracing it. There must be new rules in the WWE that I don't know. They must be okay with it. And then years go on of him being Matt Riddle in the WWE. He's amazing in the WWE, RK bro. But he gets suspended in December for weed. Now, in WWE, it's hard to tell sometimes when a guy actually gets suspended for something or if he ends up, actually injuring himself or whatever it may be when they say
or if
stuff.
It's part of a bit.
Correct. And so he's been gone for a while, and then now all of a sudden, boom, Matt Riddle gets released. And I'm like, is it because of the weed stuff? Because, like, what are we doing here?
It wasn't.
What's going on?
There was a clip of some shit that happened between him and Seth, like, outside somewhere. Like, I think they were just getting to an arena or some shit.
Yeah, at an airport.
And, yeah, they just got into it, and obviously had to separate everybody. And then they're not going to get rid of Seth.
Yeah, see,
like,
and that's where these wrestlers have, like, this crazy mystique of, like, not knowing what's real and what's not, because I saw that, and I go, oh, they're going to try and pump Matt Riddle up for a World Heavyweight title shot. That's pretty cool. Nope, apparently that was real, and
Nope, that was real.
and he's gone now. That sucks. Well, he's just going to go to AEW.
Yeah, this was like, I don't care about people getting released anymore because either AEW, and even if they don't go there, there's plenty of wrestlers nowadays, especially because of social media. They can just get by doing indie shows and shit, and then showing up other places. And especially if you go to New Japan, like,
yeah,
you're kind of like, that's the shit you want to do.
And well, you got to think, like, maybe because, like, that's the thing. Like, I feel as if, like, when a UFC fighter who was just a UFC fighter ends up in wrestling, WWE type things, I feel as if like there's going to be a bit of a confrontation because the UFC guys going to be like, I could beat all of your guys' asses. And then, but the wrestlers, for the most part, are just like, they're going to think that they're big and tough. So like, I just feel as if like there's just like a big like, there's going to be that like confrontation between them constantly.
Yeah, like I see what you mean. Like if there ever is like a thing of like any type of machismo thing, like the UFC guys would be like, yo, like I can actually beat your ass. Like I can actually physically destroy you. So yeah, no, I could see that, but it's never really. It doesn't seem like it's ever really been an issue for them. But you never know. It truly shows you really do never know what's going on with these guys behind the scenes. Really.
Yeah.
Dolph is apparently that's the one. Like I guess that's like the even bigger news because Dolph is like John Cena's standing up for that. Like John Cena's not happy that they got rid of Dolph. So the second John says he's not happy, they might rethink something. But like just like Darnell said, these guys will go anywhere else. Like they have so many more opportunities now than back then. Will they make the same amount of money? No, not necessarily, but they'll still make really good money. But these guys, like we were saying, like it's crazy to like think of like what's real and what's not between like when they go. Darnell, did you listen to that full Kurt Angle Joe Rogan podcast?
Not yet.
So not full spoilers, just a little story that he told. One of the many stories. It was very interesting to learn that like again. So just off example of that, like Kurt Angle back in the day went to TNA Impact when TNA Impact became a thing with Hulk Hogan and everything. Bunch of wrestlers were going over there. Shouts out to that's the beginning of AJ Styles. I miss TNA Impact AJ Styles. So good. Obviously way younger, but people would go there, and Kurt Angle was probably one of the, besides Sting, was probably one of the biggest pops that they got for like people coming over to TNA Impact. So Kurt Angle goes to Impact back in the day, and people don't know why, but it's an assumed thing of like, well, probably better money, probably cares more about the wrestling. A lot of wrestlers like to push that, like they don't care anymore in WWE, and I can do my thing over here. And sometimes that's real and sometimes it's not, but that's what we're talking about. Because in reality, apparently what it was that, Kurt Angle was mid-Perk Angle. He was peak Perk Angle, and WWE knew it, and they were like, hey, we want you to go to rehab. And Kurt Angle was like, nah. and then just went to TNA Impact. So all these times and all these years, people are like, man, Kurt Angle must have like really wanted to. He must have gotten a better contract over there or something. Kurt Angle was like, no, I just wanted to do a lot of pills. I wanted to continue to do as many pills as I possibly could. 15 a day, as he says, which is insane.
Yeah, the fact that your body builds up a tolerance to it, you have to keep doing more of this.
So
fucking nuts.
He says he got control of his pill addiction in TNA. But whatever. We'll see. So he says. So that's some news that's going on. Other UFC related news. This is the fight that's been announced. First of all, UFC 295 is coming up this year, and it's like the most talked about card in the past. This year I should say. It's one of my start. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka for the vacant light heavyweight title. Fucking Jamal Hill somewhere. This is bullshit.
He had a better idea, honestly.
What was his idea?
His idea. I mean, it still could happen, but he said that obviously they should fight for the belt, and then him, and then whoever has the belt does. They do tough.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, that would be a great build up for every damn thing. And especially if Alex wins, because my man don't speak English.
Yeah,
he's just gonna stare at Jamal.
They're gonna have so many fucking Ultra HD 8K shots of Pineda just staring angry. Yeah,
every fucking shot.
Just arms crossed.
They do a coach's challenge.
Just gonna be arms crossed while Glover does broken English to everybody. I want this. I want this so bad. And honestly, even if it's Yuri, that's gonna be better because him and Jamal will talk so much shit to each other. It's gonna be so cringe. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, I want that. Well, the fight that everybody's been talking about that just got announced, as in the past few days, Paddy Pimblett versus Tony Ferguson, and it is making the UFC community so emotional. It is so funny. The UFC community is like
disrespectful.
it is just disrespectful. Really, it really is. Ian, is that scanning to you why it's so disrespectful?
No.
So Tony,
all right,
go ahead, Darnell.
it's all right because the most perfect example as to them trying to show someone their way out is fucking Frankie versus Yair.
Yeah.
They tried to get Frankie out of here, and Frankie was like, nah, fuck you. He fucked Yair up to the point where it was doctor stoppage because his eye was swollen shut.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically trying to do the same thing to Tony right now by giving him fucking fuck Pimblet, whatever the fuck his name is right now.
Basically,
like that piece of fuck.
Like
nobody likes him anymore.
hey, he spoke out for men's mental health. You watch your mouth.
That's fine. We still kill each other every day, though, so it's whatever.
Word.
Well, when is that fight happening?
UFC 295.
So yeah, so that's probably November 4th.
Why it's a little bit more emotional as well is because I think Tony Ferguson was the boogeyman. He was 14-0. He was just on a crazy fucking win streak, and then now he's on one of the worst losing streaks of all time in UFC, also on his way out. And literally the last time we were excited that he was gonna fight was only because he was going to give Nate Diaz a good fight, and we were also pretty positive that Nate Diaz was going to destroy him, and he also saved a fight, so we were pretty excited that the fight was going to happen. But now he's going to go against Paddy Pimblett, which is hey, stop trying, because Paddy Pimblett's the up and rising guy, so obviously the fans want to cheer for him, but Tony Ferguson's the fan favorite. Everybody loves El Kukui. So it's this emotional thing where you're going to do this to us because clearly Paddy, more than likely, with the way this is going, is going to starch and just roll through Tony Ferguson and make it 0-7 for him. Or would it be 0-8? I don't know.
All we can do is hope for the best, and he just knocks the shit out of him or chokes him.
Yeah, and no, I don't.
So we don't have to listen to him on the mic about anything.
Yeah, I don't think that, Ian. I don't think that. I just think that that's what's anticipated. That's what obviously can happen. And on MMA math, that's what should happen because of Tony's his losing streak, the way his trajectory of his career has been going, his fight style, everything. His last fight, he didn't look anything like Tony Ferguson at all. He looked really bad, and he got beat the fuck up. So, and Paddy's just been
his last fight?
Green. Bobby Green.
Bobby Green, that's right.
Yeah.
Somebody he should have beat. He should have beat Bobby Green, and instead got fucked up. And it's crazy. So it's a little the people. You might have seen it on Twitter by now, Darnell, where people are posting very emotional gifs of Kobe Bryant winning the title, and then it's just a big prediction text where it's oh my God, Paddy's hurt. Tony Ferguson's wrapping up the choke. He's tapping. Tony Ferguson, the boogeyman, is back. And so people are already writing out emotional win stories for Tony Ferguson. They're also writing out emotional loss stories for Tony Ferguson. It is the most emotionally invested fight I've ever seen anybody in. It's crazy.
It's all because he did that fucking double weight cut. If he didn't do that double weight cut,
that's what it started on.
He might be fine right now.
You know damn well what it was. You know damn well what it was, Darnell. It was that damn wire. If it wasn't for that damn wire, then we wouldn't be here right now.
No, we just didn't keep forcing him trying to fight Khabib. It definitely wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
That whole wire situation would never have happened.
Yeah.
But also, it's just dog, why did you weight cut twice in 3 weeks? What are you doing? Just to prove a point, bro? I get the point, but was it worth it? No. We had you in the 5th round fighting Justin, shaking your head after getting clocked one time. So bad that Herb was no. We gotta stop the fight now. You don't want to see anybody shaking their head like that.
No. Especially not Herb. I like it's a very truthful meme that's that we went from talking about constantly trying to get Tony and Khabib to fight to worrying if Tony will beat Paddy Pimblett. And I'm yeah, it's a not fun thing to think about. Terrible. Before we move on to our street shenanigans, I was wondering if maybe I can go over this question with you guys, pick your brain on some. I figured maybe you guys have a knowledge of this, so you might be able to pick one off the top of your head. It doesn't have to be like truly like this is definitively the one unless you know for sure. What in your guys' opinion would be the best, if not just your favorite, anime fight? So a fight that's happened in any anime, just a fight, not like an ending fight, or it could be whatever, just a fight that you would think is the best, or if you can't think of it the best one ever, then just your favorite personally.
Off the top of the head, probably Guy versus Madara. That's
Oof.
one.
Ooh, god damn.
Fuck, that's so good.
Unfortunately, it's recency. I guess recency bias. But what Gojo just did in Jujutsu Kaisen, because even in the manga, you can just see that shit and you're like, oh, this is gonna be fucking fire when it gets animated, and it was. But like, how do you?
Wait, are you talking about the new season? Because Joe hasn't seen it yet.
I just finished season 1. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah. Yeah. You see that smile you have, Joe?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Oh.
Just stop doing it now, because there's so much pain that's coming for you. It takes
you through so many twists and turns.
It's what I've been waiting for 2.5 years, and every day, every fucking day, every week on Friday, I wait to see the post to see everyone cry, and I sit there like Jack Nicholson in Anger Management. I'm just like, yeah, motherfuckers don't suffer. And that's what's been happening. And then in the manga, god damn, what happened in the manga this week? Ooh, motherfuckers is in shambles.
Motherfuckers better
I'm gonna have to say, most recently, it's still on Jujutsu Kaisen, but when fucking Megami and fuck, why am I blanking on the main character's name? Yuji. Yeah, when they're fucking up the guy with the stitches.
Oh yeah, Mahito.
Oh.
No, that was
Fight
not
back. You're talking about Fight Back?
That was not me. Yeah, that was not me. That wasn't Megami. I don't know where the fuck he was at for that fight.
Thought it was him, the guy with the glass. Oh wait, no, fuck.
Yeah,
God,
no, that's not
characters.
Me. No, you're good. But no, that's a good fight too.
When they were just fucking piecing him up the entire time, I was just like,
"Fight back, nigga!
Fight back!
Let him go!
Let me go!" Classic. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of animes over the past year with a lot of fights. And I'd love to pick one of those, and I'm sure I could pick as like one of my favorites. But it's not the best, but I mean, it's definitely up there. But my favorite anime fight is Goku versus Hit in the tournament that they do.
Oh, the first tournament.
The first tournament that where Hit's at. Yeah, when he does Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and that is, but specifically the
when
fight
he goes through all of the Kaiokens.
Yep. Specifically the fight in in anime, like in sub, the fight in sub. I do not like that fight in fucking English. That fight's ass in English. The sub fight's way better. The sounds are way better. And the moment where he hits Kaioken, where he takes the deep breath in, all sound gets dropped from the anime, and then Goku just says Kaioken, and then fucking shocks the entire stadium, and then they blast each other as hard as they can just to survive, and then just to decide like Manaka's gonna knock out fucking Hit. But that's such a good. The whole fight story is so fucking good. I love that fight.
Okay, I have my real favorite fight.
Real favorite.
And it's Yu Yu Hakusho when it's Yusuke versus Chu, the fucking drunk dude. Like the fact that Yusuke was still asleep and the stench of his alcohol is what woke him up. And he's like, oh no, I'm fighting him. And then they have their fucking knife death match where they have to stick their heel on the back of the knife and they have to just punch each other until somebody gets knocked out. It's just like that's the most man fight that ever happened in that entire show.
Yeah.
Because everything else, there's some type of fucking magic or demon stuff going on. No, this is just two bros just fucking hammering it out.
Damn, I got a Yu Yu the Hakusho, man. Maybe I watch that instead of JoJo's instead. Guys, it is time to move on to the end segment of the show. It's our favorite segment, your favorite segment. It's the Street Shenanigans, where we go over street fights from all around the world. Every Waffle House you see, every Domino's you see, every, you get it. Places all around the world. And we break these street fights down for educational purposes, to help you at home, to let you know what could have gone differently, what should have happened, what did happen, what specifically is going on in the fights, what to use, what not to use, people who should have fucked around and found out and not. That's what we're here for. Some of the most important things to note about this, though, Ian.
YouTube, they're fine. They're okay.
It's funny because
YouTube.
I just watched you yell at Shelby, and now he's like, YouTube, they're fine. YouTube, Shelby, they're fine.
You're like, everybody's getting it.
All right, we got two old timers. This is actually a look into the future. This is Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier meeting up again for a fight. Make it happen
when they're 80.
Stand and bang, pussy. Bam. How did he not?
Throws the punch and gets knocked, and then trips.
Yeah, knocks himself out with his own punch. Oh
God, these old people. Innocent bystanders.
That's why footwork.
He was
is
just
key.
trying to help.
Oh, the jab is stiff with this one. Oh, never mind.
Oh, he's down.
Ah, shit.
He just kicks him down. Oh my gosh.
These guys are all 2 feet balanced. The second their other foot comes off the floor, they're like, ah, shit, I can't do it.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's really bad. Yeah, footwork is everything, kids. Footwork is everything.
That was a powerful push. He pushed it, bro, just immediately head first. God damn. I didn't even notice that.
Well, no, he was trying to pick up the other guy, and then his weight.
Yeah, he puts his hand on his ass and get the fuck off me, bitch.
Let's see it one more time.
Just watch. He goes down, and he's going to help, and then he just
really bad at helping.
He's just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Sure. He's like, he's like, yeah, you're hindering me here. I can get up myself. Let's do this. I like he tries to, after he gets him with the mean jab, then he tries to do a spinning attack after. I'm gonna get you. No balance.
And another boop, push down.
Bro,
push down.
Them tailbones are shot.
I'll tell you what though, you want to know who won that fight?
Everyone has a broken hip.
Blue Plaid won that fight for sure.
Us?
Yeah, Blue Plaid won that fight for sure.
Bro was in a 2v1 and didn't even know.
All right, let's see our next one.
Oh boy.
So be it. Yo, this camera is way too crispy. What the fuck?
This guy, you know, whoever this camera person is, goes clearly. he goes to this area specifically because there's a lot of fights. He's got a nice camera, and he's like, oh, I just go down to 7th Street or whatever the fuck, and there's always fights down there. All right, all the cars are like, ooh, free fight. Lying, all those cars are annoyed as fuck.
Like the guy in the blue shirt was smiling at him. I'm like, oh.
I knew. Blessings.
I knew.
Back up with that last one.
Woke him up.
That second one woke him up. Yeah. Well, a little bit.
I knew it was over for him because the moment he stood still, he definitely was given this what, we're just gonna do this all day, and I'm like, oh, you lost. Oh, you lost. That's what he was waiting for. Yeah, go.
Going to look for him.
He's like, I'm going medical,
bro. He's just getting out of there.
He sees big bright lights. He went towards them, bro. See it one more time.
I want to know, was he throwing cell phones? What the fuck was
I
it?
think cell phones came out of
their pocket. Yeah.
All movement. Yeah, guy in blue shirt's a boxer. He's a boxer of some kind. Yeah, nothing.
Sleep, wake up.
It's easy money for him. Call it a night.
I'm awake.
Let's go home, boys. Let's get out of here before the cops get here. Stomping home, he's really trying to make sure he lets people know I got control of my feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
I'm fine. It ain't nothing. He ran away.
Wakes up. Is that all you got? Is that it?
He's like, no, I'm gonna go into this truck. Or does he work at one of those taco trucks? He walked right in between them.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be pretty funny.
All right, let's see the next one. This is a fight for women's independence right here. Women, just know you don't have to be groped. You don't have to be. You can throw hands. You can throw hands.
The look on her face says everything.
She's like, okay, stop. She's like, you know what? It's too much. You do too much. Bam.
Oh God.
He's nope. Here, mute this volume. We don't need all these goofy ass sound effects.
She's throwing all of the big
Hell yeah.
hands.
She's like
a hockey fight.
She said, "You may not have hair, but you got a shirt, bitch, and I'm gonna grab onto it." Yeah, he look at how fast he realized. He's like, "I don't want to do this fight anymore." Yeah, you don't want to do this fight anymore. You realize she's gonna throw hands back. Like, by the way, the way she's dressed, by the way, you don't fight these types of bitches. The bitches with the little like tight little tank top thing on like that, they always are willing to scrap. They always are.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah. Like Darnell said,
some of
this
them
is
don't make too much of a
hockey fight.
connection, but
Ah, well. More connection with this guy fucking did.
yeah. Stop it.
There you go. It's a good lesson for you to learn, ladies. You can surprise a man by grabbing onto the shirt. We're not expecting that. We're not expecting. Also, that's my favorite shirt. It's my favorite shirt. You're ruining my favorite white T-shirt. Stop it.
Enough.
And here we have our last one. This is clearly some dude. You can tell. This is a story of, I'm going to go in there. Gene
I
said,
wrestled in high school.
I wrestled in high school. You guys are a bunch of bitches. Let's do it. And this is just one of their, like, it's like a blue belt at the school. He's like, let's go. I'll take him. What a horrible shot. Yeah. And then from
Sprawl was
just took everything like it was nothing. Like he's a training dummy.
his head is so fucking red right now.
Oh yeah. How embarrassing. Everybody's
he's
laughing
out.
at you too. And he's done. Roll him over. Lift the legs. Hey buddy.
Get the blood back to his head.
Hey buddy. The socks tell it all. So many fucking new people at jiu-jitsu a lot will like they get in, they think they'll just like, I mean, you can technically wear socks, technically, but you look stupid.
And well, you can see from here when they first start, when it comes back through, he slips. Like his socks give him zero traction.
No, yeah, exactly. Really like wet, and like when you have the bare feet on the mat, but you get more traction with the wet. Like,
Well, just the mats themselves are like, these
Sweaty as
types.
shit.
yeah.
Well, and they're slick. It's like a plastic on the top.
So
like, slip, slip, slip.
the guy did a classic thing when he woke up. He was like, What's everybody looking at? What's everybody laughing about? You got choked out, friend.
You died for a second.
Yep. Classic. Hey, and that's where one of our most classic lessons comes in. Learn jujitsu.
Learn the triangle.
Learn the triangle. Learn jujitsu. Stop fucking around and find out you think you can take on one of these jujitsu guys. Any jujitsu guy. It's a shout out to
It's just not how it works.
shout out to my shift leader at work, Jacob, where he thinks constantly he can take anybody, including me, and I'm like, oh buddy, I wish you would. I wish you would.
He's like,
Jiu-jitsu
I
all
wrestled
day.
in high school.
Hasn't even done that. Yep. All right. Well, I think we're done here. I think we can start wrapping this one up, much like that guy wrapped his legs around that dumbass's head. We appreciate everybody for tuning into this episode and for watching us live on Twitch. You can follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/SuperSourGames, and you can follow our social medias. You can go follow us on Facebook, it's just Super Sour, and everything else, Super Sour JIR on TikTok, X, aka Twitter, Instagram, and follow Darnell on all the social medias and Twitch as well, SnuggyBlanks_. Guys, thanks for hanging out. And everybody, thanks for watching this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's pump up this algorithm.
Click that bell.
Hell yeah.
No. No!
Fuck no. We'll see you guys
I don't have a yes button.
every Wednesday throwing
Welcome to
hands.
Throwing Hands.
Another turtle's made it to the water.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park. The ponytail.
My balls was hot.